Hey, everybody. So at about this time, I'm sure you're expecting one of our patented hilarious intros, or at least you're expecting Rob to be here as well. But we wanted to put something a little special for today's episode, because something special happened to us. Well, you see, something happened, and you all have a little fan called Audiodump to blame for this. That's right, he sent a copy of Demon Souls to us. But wait, Sean, what good is that going to do you? You don't have a PS3. Well, you see, Audiodump sent us something else. So, as promised, we have received a PS3 and a copy of Demon Souls. So, once Dark Souls 2 finishes, you guys are going to get to see Demon Souls. And Rob's going to be playing it. So once again, thank you to Audiodump, and without further ado, on to Tin Plated Talks.
Hey everybody, it's Tin Plated Talks. I'm Rob.
I'm Sean. Woohoo!
Episode 12!
Yep. And, excuse us for we're a little bit blind at the moment because we were roasting marshmallows on the lighting equipment. Just in case any of you out there thought we were professional. We've been roasting marshmallows on our lighting equipment.
And for some perspective, we have a thing called a sun gun. And if you take a marshmallow, totally unadulterated marshmallow, place it above the light, and count to 5, it will literally be on fire.
No joke. We checked several times, due scientific rigor. The damn thing is hot enough and bright enough that it will burst a marshmallow into flames in 5 seconds or less. It's impressive.
It really is.
But let's get to the questions. Starting off, Joe Winters asked a lot of questions, but only one of which I was actually able to interpret. No offense, man, but I can't understand what you're trying to ask. But the one I did get was, you asked why we gave weird enemies to the, or weird names to the enemies and NPCs in the Dark Souls games. It's very simple. We had to call them something, and we didn't know what their names were.
When you're playing it blind, you just have to guess, and frankly, it just became kind of fun. That guy's club looks like a ball sack. I'll bet it's a ball sack.
Baron Iron Scrotum. And as for the crestfallen warrior, he was called Lord Silver Shield Thundercock because he had a silver shield, and he raped me with his Thundercock for about an hour.
Yeah, he fucked Sean's world.
It didn't give us their names, so what the hell were we supposed to do? Bosses had names, everything else didn't, so
we just made them up based on what they looked like, or acted like.
Plain and simple.
The Hodors are Hodors, because if you watch Game of Thrones, they look like Hodor.
Yeah, just a little more hunched over and carrying a spear.
Yeah. Rhaegar Blackiron asks, have either of us ever played Dragon Age Origin? I have not.
I played the first Dragon Age. It was alright. That's about it. That's all I got to say. Dragon Age did not grab me. The setting wasn't particularly interesting. The Grey Warden concept never got me. That's it. It didn't really do anything for me. I mean, people like it. Okie dokie. I don't have the patience for the long RPGs anymore. I mean, I used to sit down and go through Final Fantasy VI, Final Fantasy VII, just do, no problem. But I just don't care for the heavy story-driven games anymore. Mass Effect is an exception because I really like it for some reason. Dragon Age never got me.
Yeah, I just haven't played them because they aren't my style of game anyway, and knowing that, I never tried. But Usopp King wants to know if we would play Skyrim. Probably not for the channel because it would not be exceptionally entertaining. We would need to film for 8 hours at a shot to make a 20-minute video worth seeing.
Yeah. I've played it. I like it. I put a lot of mods on it to make it an entirely different game and then play it some more. I just don't know what we'd do for the channel. I think a Let's Play through it would be kind of boring. I mean,
or we would get it's such a big game. I mean, if we just did the story, no side mission, just pounded it out, that'd be 1% of the game experience.
Yeah. And what I usually do is once I get my first Thum, fuck off, main plot. I got shit to do.
There you go.
I ignore everything until I'm a master of every single guild and I've explored every possible inch of the map. And then maybe, just maybe I'll think about saving the world. Maybe.
It's the old Zelda trope.
Yep.
World's in danger, better go fishing.
On a related note, Gamer asks, what's your favorite Elder Scrolls game?
You know who they should ask this? They should ask the Tintern, who y'all might know has an Elder Scroll tattoo.
I believe her answer is Morrowind, though.
I believe it is.
Morrowind is a damn solid game. It is my second favorite, but I like Skyrim the most because of the amount of things in it. On the other hand, Morrowind has some absolutely amazing mods that make it into an even better game, and I like the magic and enchanting systems much better than Morrowind.
For me, it's Skyrim because I've played it the most. I played a little Morrowind, wasn't really into it. Thought Skyrim offered a more varied experience, and that's what I was about.
Oblivion was solid, but it just can't hold up to Morrowind and Skyrim. If the only Elder Scrolls game I'd ever played was Oblivion, I'd be happy with the Elder Scrolls games. But I've played Morrowind and Skyrim, and I think they're better.
There you go.
Yep.
Veritas Zeratus.
I think that's Vartius. Vartius Zeratratus.
Well, I think you should have an easier to pronounce name.
It's fake Latin. It means he's a wizard.
Yeah.
Fuego!
Wants to know if we've ever played Disgaea or Nippon Ichi. Nope. Sure haven't.
I don't even know what Nippon Ichi is, but I have played Disgaea, and oh my god, I love it. I fucking love Disgaea. I have not played any of the sequels or spin-off. I think there was a Disgaea 2 and then some spin-offs. But Disgaea Hour of Darkness, loved it. I sunk an uncomfortable amount of hours into that game. I really like tactical games like that. I also liked Final Fantasy Tactics. Not so much Final Fantasy Tactics Advance, but the first one was really good. Something about it, I like just all the numbers you can fiddle with to come up with a good team, the different options you have for going about problems, the positioning and, you know, the height and everything. I really like it. Robb's more tactics over strategy, I suppose, whereas I like the big grand scale stuff.
I like machine guns.
I think someone had a gun that was at least fully automatic.
Bocephus wants to know if we do a 10-plated Minecraft server. We might.
Yep. We actually brought it up on the live stream. I think you were there for that, actually.
Yeah.
I think it's just reminding us so that we don't, bitch out on it.
There's definitely the possibility it's not beyond the pale for us to do.
We've got some more computer hardware coming in, which will free up some of our resources, and then maybe, we can go ahead and put up a Minecraft server. I got no objection to it.
Yeah. If people want to play on it, why not? We'll
probably wait till 1.8 at least, because that's the point when the API is supposed to be settled down, and then, Bucket and the... Ooh, excuse me. And then Bucket and the like will be ready to go.
Yeah, because you really need Bucket if you're going to have a server.
At least if you're going to have a big server. If it's just you and two other guys, whatever. But if it's going to be open to the entire mass of tin soldiers, I think that some of you guys, given the luxury of having 20 buckets full of lava and a feeling of malice in your hearts, could do a lot of damage.
Yeah, there's some damage that could be done. So
mostly from Robb, actually.
Yeah, I've got the destruction in Minecraft down to a sweet, sweet science. I am the death of all you create.
Racing Boom Jupiter Colonel, which sounds like the kind of name a 6-year-old boy would give themselves, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Says, do you think they should make HD remakes of old consoles like Nintendo 64 and Atari? I don't know, some games maybe. Like, I liked when they brought Mario 64 and re-released it on the DS. That was fun.
Go ahead.
But by and large, I think, no. I think treading the same old ground is part of what's stagnating the game industry right now. We're too busy doing what's already worked and not being willing to try anything new. Nintendo's having huge problems with this. The fact that they just keep milking Mario, Link, and Metroid. My God, Samus needs a break. Come up with something new, seriously. Don't just tack a couple extra characters into the Mario universe. Come up with something new. They're capable of innovative ideas still, like Super Mario Galaxy. That was awesome.
Right?
But it's still just Mario. And we get it, guys. You really, really, really like Mario. And your properties are solid and they're sound investments. But I'm tired of seeing nothing but sequels and remakes and ports and reboots. I'm tired of it. We need new stuff. And I think that's what we should be pushing for. Not just digging up old territory. Because now at this point, we're not just scraping the bottom of the barrel. We're digging up corpses.
See, for me, I think there are definitely some classic games I would love to see remakes of. But a lot of the games that were really great from, back then were products of their generation, and they only really work with the hardware limitations. Best example I can think of off the top of my head is Sonic. Sonic was great as just a straight side-scroller, 2D go nuts. The proof is that Sonic does not make the leap to 3D. And there's some other games like that.
Yeah.
Now, are there some that, like, Jet Force Gemini came out on the N64? Great game. Fun game. Would it do good with a remake? Sure. Would GoldenEye? Sure.
There actually is a remake of it. It's called GoldenEye Source. It's available on Steam.
Nice. So there are definitely some games that if they got a cool remake, I'd be all about. But the important thing is looking for the games that are rich enough and complex enough that work for it and that aren't just, well, this is the absolute most this system can do. Let's gear it to that and nothing else. Space Invader does not need to be brought back into the new millennium.
Tetris is Tetris. It will always be Tetris. Don't fuck with Tetris.
Exactly. Pac-Man, leave that be. Missile defense.
Yeah.
There's no way you could make missile defense worthwhile.
The past is in the past, and we need to look forward in gaming. Actually, that's kind of been borne out at E3. We were trying to keep up on E3 to maybe have something to say about it for the podcast, and overwhelming what we have to say is, ugh.
Here's what I saw at E3. I think it can be best summed up in this. I saw play to win or pay to win, and I saw fuck you multiplayer. Every game that I saw was talking about microtransactions and social gaming. They're talking about how the main focus is going to be playing with you and your friends. And I'm like, man, if I was overburdened with friends, I wouldn't be playing video games the way I do.
Yeah. I want to be able to play the game by myself. If I have to bring in help to play it, maybe you made the game wrong. I don't want to play a game that leans on the multiplayer so heavily. That's not what I want to do. I want to have the luxury of sitting down, picking up the game, and playing it. I don't want to have to either drag some of my friends into it, or to work our schedules out so that we all have time to sit down and play the game, or just connect online and play with whatever random schlub I get assigned with, because they're probably going to be an angry 9-year-old spouting obscenities through their mic about my mother.
And, it's one thing if you're 15 and you and all your buddies get off school at the same time, go home, play video games. Cool. But when all your friends work different schedules or you're an adult, it's a little different. But even beyond that, when the focus of your game being multiplayer means that, oh, sure, there is single player, but it's lacking, because video games are a zero-sum thing. You can either put money into this or you can put money into that. And that resource allocation determines what's worth playing and what isn't. So if you put all your money and development talent into the multiplayer, the single player suffers.
Yeah.
Or when they make games that you have to connect to the internet, fuck you.
Ubisoft and its fucking always online bullshit. I have not and will not buy an Ubisoft game. We almost came close to it with Watch Dogs because we thought it'd be good for the channel. But frankly, unless you guys are chomping at the bit to the point where we're pretty much forced to play something, I will not give Ubisoft or Electronic Arts another single fucking dime. This has been the case for a little while for me now. I'm not going to do it. I'm missing out on the Assassin's Creed games because, Black Flag looks really fun. I'm not giving Ubisoft a dime. I'm not doing it until they stop with this You need to be connected to the internet to play a single-player game. Bullshit. Fuck them.
Or EA, who's just said point blank, this is how it is. Microtransactions are what we're about. And I'm going, look, I appreciate expansions.
Expansion packs are a good thing.
And I understand long-term DLC, but when you have day of launch DLC...
Or exclusives, depending on where you pre-ordered it.
Yeah, when you're doing shit like that, or when it's just, look, you could grind out this game, but you could just give us $15. And here's the fucked up part, because it's forced multiplayer, all the rich people that did put out the $15 are going to come in and butt-fuck you because you won't do it and want to actually play the game.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the sense in that? They're just saying, you know what I blame it on? Achievements.
You blame achievements?
I do. Because now, if I want to get all these achievements and swing my big video dick around, because that's right, I got all of them, I can just pay to do it. I can get all 100 kills without taking a hit because I bought the most perfect gun in the game for $30 and pulled the trigger once.
Now,
Achievo!
I don't think I've seen a lot of achievements that are dependent on any of the pay-to-win bullshit. I've seen some. I have definitely seen some. But by and large, I don't think that's the case. I think most achievements are actually stuff that are achievable, reasonably achievable, through legit gameplay. Now, the definition of reasonably achievable may vary from game to game. I'm never going to get the Dark Soul achievement for Dark Souls, which is where you get all of the achievements in that game. But it's not because I didn't put enough money into it. It's because I don't have the skill to get it. And that's what an achievement's for. It's to show that you had the skill or the time or the energy or put the effort in to get it. I don't think I've seen a lot of achievements that are, you buy them, basically, either literally or directly, but I'm sure they're going to happen.
Well, what I'm talking about is like a racing game where an achievement is getting a time of a certain, finish the course in this amount of time. And a normal person that's playing the game does it with Vehicle A, which, if you're perfect, can do it. But if you pay $30 and unlock all the cars, use the best car in the game, and it's a cinch. You unlocked the achievement.
I don't think I've seen that where the DLC stuff is the best. It's usually just different. It's usually an ego boost. Like, you can have all the cars in the game, but if you shell out the money, you can have the Nissan Altima Super X Series Double Dickafest. It's a prestige thing to show that you've got the biggest thing. That's what you see in Team Fortress 2, which we've been poking our heads at, getting ready to try and schedule some sort of game night with all of you guys.
You can buy
hats and stuff.
Yeah, and the hats are cool.
But people go overboard on that shit, where they'll have the biggest hat, the most rare stuff. They'll be wearing the earbuds that you only got if you had an Apple copy of the game or paid a ridiculous amount for, to the point where it's basically the gold bar of the Team Fortress currency. And people just, it doesn't do anything for you. It doesn't do a damn thing. People buy it because they want to look like they have something cool. All of the weapons, pretty much. I mean, it's hard to get a full set without paying for anything. But if you're willing to trade with people, which you should, trade away the weapons for the classes you don't play, there's nothing stopping you from having every single piece of mechanical advantage that they are. They're just shelling out money for cosmetic stuff, which I guess is fairly harmless, but the problem is it opens the gate for day one DLC for game-changing things, like the, what was I thinking? Just Cause 2. A lot of those guns, super OP.
Yep. But yeah, and to me, that's what E3 is. E3 used to be, and I might be dating myself here, but before video games became as mainstream as they are, and as big as they are an investment for the companies that made them, E3 used to be a little more insular, but it also used to be legitimate glimpses at the games. Then it started being, we're going to show you the cinematics. Which back then we all knew the game's never as pretty as the cinematic, but whatever. Then it became, we're going to show you this movie we made that is wholly unrelated to anything you'll ever see in the game at all, but it looks cool, so clap for me.
Yeah, a lot of you guys are getting all excited about Bloodborne, which is
it's The new Dark Souls.
Well, the From Software's new thing. It's not a Dark Souls related thing at all. And I will say that the idea looks vaguely interesting, sort of a medieval zombie type thing, but with guns. But we haven't seen shit.
Exactly.
We have no idea if this game's going to be any good. You may have trust in the director, because the Dark Souls that he was involved with, I will say, is a solid fucking game. Not my cup of tea, because it drives me to levels of fury with which I am not entirely comfortable, but by God, is it polished. Every corner of that game was crafted with loving care.
So yeah, if you're going by what they've shown us, then you don't understand what they're showing you. It's like me, showing you a movie poster and then actually delivering you the drawing that, like, my kind of special ed cousin did. I can show you anything I want because I'm not really telling you that this is the actual game. I'm just saying, here's a glimpse at, and then delivering shit. And they've done this to us so many times.
Countless times.
The best example I can think of is before Wind Waker came out. At E3, they showed us this beautiful, beautiful, realistic, action-packed Zelda game. And then Wind Waker came out, and I got a Link that looks like a lollipop in profile.
You're going to talk about overhyped disappointment and not say one word? Spore?
Oh.
Spore. Biggest E3, fuck you, this is what you get afterwards anyway. But then again, he always oversold every game he made because he had these fantastic ideas, and then the guys who did the budget said, do you have another $20 million for that? And he went, well, no. And so they couldn't do it. If you guys are excited about Bloodborne because you have faith in, what's his name, Yoshikawa?
Yes.
I think it's Yoshikawa. If because you have faith in him, God bless you for still having faith in anyone in the large-scale video game industry, because I sure as hell don't.
What scares me is if they're showing us all of this pay-to-win and multiplayer shit, if they're willing to cop to delivering that, God help us when we get the actual product. Because if they're putting their best foot forward and it's a steel-covered, shit-stained boot, I do not want to see what the kick looks like.
Goddamn kids, get off my lawn with your video games and your rock and roll. Back in my day, you could get rock or you could get roll. They didn't sell them at the same store. You had to walk 2 miles to get them from separate places and mix them together yourself.
In my day, rock and roll were just robots. Yeah, but...
Anyway, I believe you have a request to tell us a fun little story involving you crafting mustard gas.
Yes, I do. And to the NSA agents watching, please keep the choppers at bay until I'm famous enough for you not to be able to arrest me. Here's the thing. I lived in a dorm when I was in college.
I was hoping this was at least a high school story. No, you were an adult and dumb.
It was my freshman year, and in our bathroom of this dorm, we had this mold. It was inky black and furry, and when you looked at it, it just got darker, and all the heat was sucked out of the room. This mold was the end of life. It was the anti-life organism.
I think that's a level 6 encounter, and you needed a party of at least 4 to handle it.
I believe so. I will say this. We got tired of being pretty sure it was filming us showering, because sometimes if you looked real careful out of the corner of your eye, you could see it blink. And we decided, fuck it. We're going to go to the store. We're going to buy everything that kills. And we're going to come back. And we're going to go to fucking war. So we all pile in my car, because I was the only one that had one. And we drive to Walmart. And I say, all right, boys, split up. Get what you got to get. Meet back here. I'm buying the biggest thing of bleach I can find. So we hit this place. We get our shit. We throw it all in the car. We come back. So we go in the bathroom. I mean, we're like geared up. I'm dumping out bleach. The power of Clorox compels you, like I'm laying into it. Nathan, who is a certifiable moron, is spraying shower scrub because he thinks that's what you need to bring to the party. And Carl is dumping out mystery liquid. So I'm out of bleach, toss the fucking thing, and I'm like, let's do this. And then this smell hits my nose. And I know this smell. And I look over it, and I see Carl's got this bottle in his hand, and through his fingers, I see Onya. And I say, Carl, my man, what you got there? He goes, oh, dude, it's great. It's ammonia. Clean anything. Carl, I just dumped a industrial-sized thing of bleach. Any idea what we've just mixed up? Oh, no. Well, Carl, we've got about enough mustard gas to kill this entire complex. Twice. Yeah. Yeah, this is a World War II tank-sized, or World War I tank of mustard gas in our goddamn bathtub!
Trench warfare on the mold.
So we bust out of the bathroom, we huddle up, and it's, all right, we have something that is an actual war crime to own. Now, none of us signed the Geneva Convention, so I think we're straight this time. But there's a rare opportunity. We are going to get this fucking mold. Now, Carl, this is your fault. We're going to do 5-minute shifts. Get the fuck in there. Time. About 3 minutes rolls by. I hear, fuck. Nathan and I just bust in there. Carl's on the ground. We drag him out. It's, all right, Nathan. 3-minute shifts. Slap Carl twice. Hey, buddy, wake up. Hey, breathe deep. You're up again in 6. Nathan, get in there. So we scrubbed. I mean, we fought. We lost brain cells. We lost fingernails. I'm pretty sure Nathan's sterile, but when it was all said and done, this bathroom was immaculate. You could have performed surgery, which, considering I think Carl was hacking up some pink foam, might have been necessary, but... So we think we've done it. We've won. We've conquered the mold. You know, ye fucking haw for being a mammal. About 2 weeks later, I go to take a shower. That mold's back. I just go, you know what? Fine. You want to see my dick? Here's my dick. You happy, mold? Welcome aboard. I told my roommates we're not going to fuck with it anymore. And they said, why? I said, well, short of mixing up some napalm, and I told them how you make napalm because they asked, I don't know of anything we could do that's going to hurt it. And frankly, I'm afraid I'm going to come home from class one day and Mold Man is going to be sitting on the couch eating popcorn going, hey, man, you know, I'm really glad that Gladiator's on TV. You want to watch it with me? So maybe we shouldn't fuck with it before it becomes sapient.
Well, so, children, never mix bleach and ammonia. And on a same related note, do not use bleach to clean out a cat's litter box. Cat urine has ammonia in it. Not a lot. Just don't do it. Okay. So on a less felony-worthy note, the website, tinplated.com, exists now. There isn't much on it because I have only the vaguest of understanding what I'm doing. None of my courses that I've taken for getting ready for computer science have had anything to do with web design, or PHP, or cascading style sheets, or anything actually relevant to the design, running, and operation of a website. So I'm sort of fumbling through a bunch of documentation, and fuck it, we'll do it live. What do you mean, production cycle? No, you just change the development machines. It's all fine. Production, development, testing, it's all one phase. We're good.
The point is, there's a forum, there's a website. We've got 7 or 8 people on the forum right now.
Yep.
Probably more by the time this airs, so hope you guys will join us. Also, just as a side note, if you're ever getting your hair cut and they offer to do the shampooing, take them up on it. It is the best feeling in this world. The chick that did mine today, that girl was this close to getting a marriage proposal.
The shampoo is nice. One of my exes was in beauty school.
I was real glad for that tarp they put on you, because diamond in a snowstorm.
Oh, well, that's all we got for you
Ladies.
this week. That's all we got for you this week. Again, thank you for your questions and your comments. Please leave any more you have down below this video, because we don't want to think of stuff. We just want to answer your questions, and we're lazy, and you help us be lazy. You're enabling our bad behavior. Other than that, please like, comment, subscribe. We've got a Facebook for you to like. We've got Instagram. We've got Twitters. We've got
Snapchats.
Yep. We got everything you can think of, and if we don't have it, tell Rob and I'll make him make it. He does the social media because I don't talk to people. I don't like people, and that makes people not like me. But thanks for watching, and we will see you guys next time.
Bye, guys.